Day 2 of practice in Latrobe is now in the books. So today I'm going to be breaking down my practice report for the Pittsburgh Steelers on day 2 of Steelers training camp practice. Lots to talk about today, but before we get into it, don't miss a thing here on Steelers Talk. Subscribe to the channel and join the over 55,000 Yinzers already subscribed to our channel for daily training camp updates and practice reports for free. All right, 100% free. We're giving you guys insightful, truthful, all this different stuff, free content here on the channel. So if you want to join our family today, go ahead, click that subscribe button. So let's start the day with the latest on Russell Wilson, who of course has not practiced in Latrobe these past 2 days with a calf injury. And we learned today that he tweaked his calf pushing a sled during the conditioning testing that the Steelers were doing prior to practice yesterday being Thursday. So Russ is pushing on that heavy sled. The calf tightened up on him, and head coach Mike Tomlin has kept him out of practice. Russ says that he wants to practice, but Mike Tomlin is making the executive decision to keep him out, to not make a minor thing a major thing moving forward. Russell Wilson talked to the media after practice today, and this is what he had to say about missing practice. I hate missing practice. I hate not being out there. It's always been a thing for me my whole career. That's why being so intentional, still getting all the plays, seeing everything, walking through everything still, doing everything I can, even coming out after practice, getting some extra work or whatever the case may be. The great news is that we got a lot of time in with the guys this offseason, so I feel really confident with the guys that we have and the guys I'm throwing to and the playmakers and everything else. The injury is great because I get to go through a little adversity. I mean, only Russ would say an injury is great, right? Mr. Positivity. You get to respond to it, and that's really reality. Now, I don't think that this calf thing is anything major, guys. Mike Tomlin, the head coach, is sitting him out to make sure it doesn't turn into a major thing. So I don't think you need to worry here. Russ says that he's going to be back on the practice field sooner rather than later. And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to see him on the practice field in Latrobe tomorrow afternoon for day 3 of Steelers training camp practice. But of course, with Russ out and, the number 1 quarterback spot open, that was filled by Justin Fields for the second straight day. Now, Fields has certainly gotten a lot of hype on social media because of some clips that have come out of him throwing deep balls to various Steelers receivers. But the fact of the matter was, it was a tough start for Justin Fields at practice today. The Steelers start their practices every single day with 7 shots, which means you're sitting close to the goal line and, it's offense versus defense. Can the offense get into the end zone, right? And today it was 4-3 defense, but the 2 wins for the offense came from Kyle Allen and the second team offense. Justin Fields went 1 for 5 in his opportunities with the first team offense today to score on 7 shots. So it definitely wasn't a great start for Justin Fields getting the ball into the end zone. But Kyle Allen actually looked pretty darn good, not just in 7 shots. He was 2 for 2 in there, getting 2 touchdowns. But also when he was working with the number 2s, he was looking really under control. He looked really comfortable in this system with Arthur Smith calling the plays. And even Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Steelers, he called out Kyle Allen in his post-practice press conference today, saying that he looked great. So good job on Kyle Allen. It certainly seems like he has the leg up to be the number 3 quarterback on this team. But then, Justin Fields, after a really slow start, really bad in 7 shots, let's just call it what it was. He wasn't really good in the 11-on-11 period either. Lots of pass breakups, lots of incomplete passes. He had one really bad one where George Pickens on a 3rd down was wide open on a slant, and he threw it to Calvin Austin III instead. That was a really bad look for Fields. But then when we got to the 7-on-7 period, where there's no pass rush or anything like that, Fields was really starting to get it going. He was bombing it down the field, and he actually had some really nice throws. He had a 45-yard touchdown to George Pickens. He had another one to Calvin Austin III, and he also hit Pat Freiermuth on a fade today. So he started cold, but then he got hot in the 7-on-7 period. And, through these first 2 days, something that I've noticed with Justin is that when he's playing 11-on-11 football, he struggles a little bit more. But when he can, when it's 7-on-7, that's really the environment that he's more comfortable in. The only problem is in the NFL, you play 11-on-11 football, so Justin's going to have to get a lot more comfortable playing with everybody else on the field at 11-on-11 instead of just being able to throw it and throw those deep balls on 7-on-7 situations. Now, my first takeaway of the day here from Steelers practice is that the Steelers offense is going to bomb it down the field. Whether it's Russell Wilson or whether it's Justin Fields, they're going to go heavy play action, and they're going to throw the ball 30, 40, 50 yards down the field if they can to try to get those massive plays working off of their bruising run game with Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris. So they were definitely working the deep passes today, and Justin had some nice ones today. But I'm really intrigued to see what Russ is going to look like, because we know Russell Wilson has probably an even nicer deep ball than Justin Fields has. He's been one of the more prolific deep ball throwers in NFL history. It's arguably like his best trait, right? So I can't wait to see him get out there in Latrobe in practice gear and really let it loose, man, because I think Russell Wilson's going to look really, really good in a Steeler uniform in Latrobe this weekend. Now, predict it for me down there in the comments section. Will Russell Wilson get through this season healthy, or will he get injured? Give me a yes or a no for today's pinned comment. In just a second, I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor, GameTime. But before I do that, go down there, find that pinned comment, and give me a yes or a no. And with that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at GameTime, which is the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, GameTime takes the guesswork out of buying tickets to whatever event that you choose. So whether you go to a Steelers preseason game, a regular season game, go to PNC Park for a Pirates game, or if you want to go to a theater performance, a comedy show, a concert, whatever the case may be, if you can get tickets for something, GameTime probably has it on their app right now. What I love about GameTime, guys, is that you get the lowest price guarantee, all-in pricing, so you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout. I hate when ticketing apps do that. And then also flash deals so you can get even cheaper tickets the closer you wait to the event. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime today. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS. That's one word, all caps, for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So now I want to get to three players from training camp here that stood out to me here on day two. Now, after kind of a more quiet day one, I thought that the rookie receiver out of Michigan, Roman Wilson, really had a nice day today. He probably caught 4 or 5 passes today, and I thought that he had an excellent touchdown during 7 shots. Kyle Allen threw him a beautiful football in the back of the end zone. He leaped up, made a great catch to bring it in for 6. I think this is somebody that has really put in the work. He's putting in work after practice with Russell Wilson to build up that chemistry. And I think that Roman Wilson's going to be somebody that moves up the ranks relatively quickly, especially because the wide receiver room here is a huge question mark in Pittsburgh. So it's nice to see the rookie and Wilson get open and make big plays in Latrobe this week. Second standout, Beanie Bishop Jr. He got pretty much every single first-team rep today at slot cornerback, and boy, oh boy, did he impress. He got 2 early pass breakups. He had one during 7 shots today, and he's just been generally really impressive all throughout practice these first 2 days. And Mike Tomlin, the head coach, even said and even called him out in his post-practice press conference, saying this guy is playing his ass off right now. And that's the only way you can really describe it. Beanie Bishop Jr. has been playing really, really well. He seems like he's starting to solidify himself a little bit in that starting slot cornerback role. And only time will tell if he's able to hold on to that role moving forward. It's obviously an open competition at that position, so Beanie's going to have to continue to make the most of his opportunities. Then the final standout here from day 2 is somebody that we talked about yesterday as well, and that was Demarvin Leal, continually getting into the backfield, continually making an impact as a run defender as well. You know, with Armon Watts, who was really good for this team in a rotational role last year, leaving in free agency, you needed somebody to step up into his role. And, you know, we were thinking maybe Isaiah Loudermilk, maybe Dean Lowry, maybe Logan Lee, the rookie out of Iowa. But we also said maybe Demarvin Leal. Maybe this is the year where he finally shows up and shows the world that he is capable of being a true NFL player. He's always had a high potential. He went into this offseason with a mission to really improve his skill set, and it's really showing in practices right now. And it really looks like he has improved. So good on Demarvin Leal. He's going to have to keep it going, though, and really show that he has a really great camp overall if he's going to retain his spot on the Steelers roster. Right now, he seems on track to do just that. And also, before I go here, we have some shout-outs. I did say yesterday, if you followed me on X, at Jack_Sperry, I would give you a shout-out. So here is today's shout-outs, man. We have a lot of them today, so appreciate everybody that followed me on X yesterday. Shout out to T and DRC, Kanan, Jimmy, John, Jared, John, Andrew, Alexander, Brian, Mario, Sydney, Todd, William, Kimberly, Josh, Crispy, Jay Bush, Cash, Alfred, Smell, Billy Bob, Pat, Mr. Lee, Will, Mike, JPA, Dehumanizer, Jim, Peyton, Steel Conservative, Evan, H. Zaj, I hope I'm saying that right, Jay, Ray Johnson, Aaron, Christopher, Eric, Dominic, Dave, Burrowhead, my Az, Girth, Grizz, Fred, Steel Pen, Dex and Docs, Rux, RLH, Donut, Jeff, ESPN Tom, Mr. Scorpio, Doug, Brian, Michael, Mupp Hears, Mr. Bias, and Spencer Morris. And I guess we have one more here. Gustavo Slim, Clutchy, Gus, and Gina. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on Twitter. You can find me at Jack_Sperry if you want daily training camp updates while the Steelers are on the field in Latrobe this year. You can hit me up at Jack_Sperry. Again, guys, you can also find me on Instagram at sparedog.football and on TikTok at sparedog.football as well. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. I will see you guys tomorrow. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.